everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Aaron, as you all know, unless you're new here. If you are new here, I do appreciate you stopping by. So let's get into the review. So today we are doing the review for episode 8, the final episode of the first season of The Wheel of Time. Man, I can't believe this show is over already. I mean, for the first season. I did hear there is a second season coming, so I would expect that to come out next year, but we're not talking about the future, we're talking about now. Speaking of the future, though, this episode starts out with the past, so 3,000 years before the events that are happening in the show. And you see that one of the characters is going to go up against the Dark One, and he says that he thinks he can stop the Dark One and cage him. And the Aes Sedai says, I don't think you can, and if you're wrong, it's going to set us back 1,000 years. And then he's like, I think I can do it. And then he goes off on his journey, and then the camera pans out and shows the city, and there's literally like flying cars. This is an advanced civilization. As we know from the show, 3,000 years ago they were advanced, and now they're not. So that means that he failed. And it set them back 1,000 years, which is a long time to set a civilization back. So I found that interesting. I was not expecting that at all, and it was just interesting to me. It's not exactly the future, but it feels futuristic because it was their technology was so far ahead. There's a line in here that Moraine's ward says to Genevieve, or whatever her name is, and it goes something like, okay, so she tells him for whatever reason that if she joins this one group of people, she can never marry, so she can never be with him, but if she goes this other route, she can marry, but she's not going to be with him, so she's basically like telling him that she's breaking up with him. It was kind of weird. I still find that whole romance aspect of this story really kind of just odd. So she tells him this, and he says something along the lines of, I will hate the man that you choose because he is not me, but I will love him if he makes you smile, or something like that. I found that line very relatable. As someone who's been in love, I don't know if the person I love is in a relationship, but I've said, since my breakup, I've always said that if she can fall in love with someone else and that person makes her happy, that's all worth it. Well, I mean, it's not worth it for me, but I will be happy for her as much as that hurts. So that was relatable, I guess. Another thing I found interesting was there's like this little Buddha statue guy that apparently all the men who could channel their power, like channeled all their power into this little statue. It's called the Sangreal, I think. If you have that thing, it basically like gives you like a power-up boost. And it kind of reminded me of Star Wars The Last Jedi, the whole part at the end with Rey, where she's fighting Palpatine and she says, I am all the Jedi. And she has all that power because of all the Jedi backing her, basically. But he does use that Sangreal, or Grail, I think it's Sangreal. And he does use that, and he is able to channel his power into it and take all that power and kill the Dark One. The only thing that's making me think that the Dark One isn't actually dead is the fact that when he kills him, as he's like melting or like disappearing into the air, you see him almost have like this little smile. And I don't think if the Dark One was actually getting completely obliterated and just completely dead, that he would have a little smile. So I'm thinking somehow he's still around. Another reason why I think he's still around is because it almost seemed too easy to kill him. Like, there was a couple moments in Infinity War where they killed Thanos, or they thought they did, and he really wasn't dead. I think he's still alive. That's my personal opinion. This was surprising to me. The Dark One, before he vanished, I'm going to use the term vanished because like I said, I don't think he's dead. He was able to cut off and take away Moraine's connection to, like, the true power, or the one power that they call it, or something. Basically, her connection to using that magic, and she's no longer able to use it. So now she's like just a regular woman with, obviously with knowledge, but she can't actually use any powers that she used to have. And I was totally not expecting that. So it will be interesting in the next season to see where they go with that and how she's going to get it back, because she's going to have to get it back at some point because she is a central character in the show. Real briefly, the whole scene at the end where there's like 5 or 6 of the women who can channel, and they all channel that power to defeat that army. When they killed Naive or Nenevieve or whatever her name is, I can never get it right. But when they killed her, I was kind of, this sounds wrong, but I was kind of hoping she'd stay dead, because in good stories, it's great to have a central character die, in my opinion, because it just drives the character of everyone else forward, and it makes the story hold more, like, emotional weight. So when she died, I was like, okay, so she's dead. But then somehow she comes back to life. And I was like, oh, great. Okay, so I guess that meant nothing. Real quickly, before I wrap this up, you see Matt at the end come into that city that they're all at. And I'm wondering how he got there, and I'm wondering why he's there. You can tell the darkness in him has completely taken over. But they kind of like set that up as like a little teaser for the next season. So that will be interesting to see where that goes. Alright, so that is episode 8 of The Wheel of Time. So season 1 is over. If you watched the show, leave your comments below on what you thought about this current season. I'm just at 1,000 subscribers, which is great, but I'd love to continue having that subscriber count go up. So if you're not subscribed and you like my channel and my content, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Alright, my name is Aaron. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you see me in another video.